The only way to know if paranormal clips are real or fake is to ask a ton of questions. We have to rule out what is normal to identify what is paranormal. So let's find out what questions we have with these clips. This is paranormal, true or false. If you enjoy this content of questioning everything, please subscribe. It really helps me out. And leave a like, because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. Who is peeking back at them? As the camera is pointed through the door, glowing eyes can be seen. We know human eyes do not glow in the dark. So unless it's a human with disguise on, that's not a human being. When we zoom in, it just looks like lights on the other side of the wall. Perhaps exterior lights from an outside building. Or is it a sign and not a window, and it just has a shiny spot on it? Is it just an optical illusion? What is this shadowy figure? As the camera is pointed through the bars, we see an oval shadow in the doorway. Is it a statue? Is it an oval window or an oval picture frame? It has such perfect symmetry and such a geometrical shape that I feel like it's man-made and not paranormal. Are these investigators joined by something else? Over this gentleman's right shoulder, we see what appears to be a shadowy figure in that doorway. When we zoom in, a second figure will appear. So is it just other employees, other visitors? Because it looks like that just unzipped something before a second individual shows up. They definitely captured something. I'm just not convinced it's paranormal. What do you think on this one? Real or fake? Are these dogs being affected by these orbs? As these dogs are barking at something outside, we can see particles flying down towards them. Let's first talk about animal safety. Please put some type of block in front of that stool to prevent it from rolling, because this is actually dangerous for the animals. You can see that the air vents in this house are up closer to the ceiling. So that tells me above this camera, there's an air vent and it's just blowing dust down. So this is not a ghostly orb whatsoever. And the stool is moving by the dog. It's not moving because of a ghost. Is this doll possessed? As the camera is pointed towards that doll, the doll's head moves towards the camera. Is this doll possessed? Or is it rigged to be moved on cue? At this point in the audio, they're talking about getting rid of this doll. This is one of those odd ones where I have so many questions, such as, why is that painting so far out from the wall? And how is that doll perched? And is there someone sitting on the floor right on the other side of the shelf out of camera frame? And why is the hair perfectly down on the right side but kind of wavy and all over the place on the left side. Is there some type of rig that is preventing us from seeing the truth? Is there a clamp on the back side of the head that's hidden by the hair or the painting or the shelf, and that allows them to turn that head slightly? I found a reverse angle of the exact same scene. So I don't know why we have this flipped angle on this. It's weird to me. This may be real paranormal, but I can also see how it could be recreated. Is this doll on the move? I always try to crop children out or blur their image as much as possible. But the paranormal is the focus of the doll behind the child. It appears that doll didn't like that object so close to it, so pushed it away. I think this one might actually be real, just because of how unique it is. The child is happily chatting to the camera, and it would take two strings to pull off this type of rigging. I think the combination with the child's actions and the more complex rigging, this one might be real. What caused this doll's head to move so quickly? Again, I've tried to crop out the child, but pay attention to the doll that is on our right, her left. Did you see that head whip? There is an adult male speaking with the child. The child was so startled by that movement that she threw both the dolls, screamed, and jumped away. Is it possible that the head was whipped around by someone yanking on a string? I think the hair would have been pulled if a string had been used. The girl's fingers are too short and down by the hips and would not be able to make that doll's head move like that. If you've ever decapitated a doll, most of these plastic dolls, their heads are hollow. So could there be some type of mechanism inside the head that caused it to move like that? Yes. Most of these type of dolls, the head is not on there loose, so it does take a little bit of pressure to actually turn the head. I'm not sure on this one. It might be real. What caused this arm to move? As the camera pans through all these dolls, it finally gets to one where the arm moves. So was a string used? I don't think so, just because there's so many dolls, it would be very difficult to move one doll without causing another doll to move. Is it possible it's simple gravity, where that arm joint just drops down because of vibration in the floor? Probably, but I feel like we would have seen other dolls moving just slightly if there was a lot of vibration in the floor. It is a creepy looking doll that it just reminds me of Chucky. So I don't know on this one. It may be real, but it also may be staged. What do you think on this one? It is free to subscribe, follow, like, and comment. So please subscribe on YouTube, follow on Instagram, follow on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. And in each one of those platforms, leave a comment. Much thanks to Jim Riley for the background music. Be safe and watch out for the non-paranormal threats. Thanks for watching Paranormal, True or False.